Awareness is only key.
True. Actually,
Yeah, so I think,
yeah,
Umesh, I agree with you there. I think, society and neighborhood is very important in this fight.
Absolutely.
So, see, like Talave also, it's like NRI colony is like very, very positively fighting, right? Again, joined with Agrawalji, Sunil Agrawal. Like that, we need to even Sector 19 also we put our fight because all the buildings like got together. Like at least.
hello viewers, welcome to another chat on mangroves and wetlands. This time we are going to address the problems being faced by the residents at Kharghar. Kharghar is in Navi Mumbai, one of the rapidly developing nodes. At the same time, they have been having many rapid issues, be it the issues of infrastructure, but I think on environment front, the local residents have got together and they have been waging a relentless battle to protect the mangroves and wetlands in that area. And let's start the discussion. Naresh Chandraji, right?
Yeah.
Nariji, just give a brief background on the fight that is going on.
Sure. Actually, we are on multiple fights. Actually,
Yeah.
so as you know, Kharghar is a node within the Navi Mumbai East City, but now it is part of the Panvel Taluka. So we are under Raigarh district now. So as part of the Panvel Taluka, we are the latest, I think, addition in terms of the developing city for them, right? So huge amount of development going on, and as a result, some of the natural resources with that situation in Kharghar, of that wetland is a very intrinsic aspect, regional aspect of Kharghar. It's widely located actually. It's kind of semi river, semi creek, but I think as per the definition of the government, it's a creek. So it's a small creek somewhere near the Central Park, becomes a larger creek when it gets towards the station. So it's a long kind of a about at least 2 kilometer stretch that we are talking about. And on either side of this creek, there are uh, abundant amount of wetlands and mangroves and grasslands. Right. So I think the total size would be in the region of at least 100 plus to maybe above 200 also, around 200 hectares of land we are talking about here. Yes. So they have already developed a part of this wetlands. So there are two very big colonies. One is called as Vastu Vihar, the other called is Celebration CHS. These are two big, uh, kind of middle income societies. Okay, we are quite large in size. So actually, these wetland, these kind of buildings have come up on top of either on the wetland or in the periphery of this wetland,
Yeah.
right? So the challenge is, so as CIDCO expands its development, these wetlands definitely are at the cusp of further kind of getting reclaimed. So that is where the situation is, and we are talking about very rich natural ecosystem.
2014. So I saw one reclamation in 2014 itself in Sector 25. So basically, a large water body was filled to make a cricket stadium, and we have all visited the cricket stadium for bird watching. We go through that route only. So it was tragic to see that, and but the of birds before was much more. Now it has decreased quite a lot. There are birders who are bird watching here since 2010 and 2009. So like these wetlands are very unique. They have reeds, they have mangroves, they have small small water bodies which are connected to the tide. They have the main creek, Taluje Creek. So it's a nursery for the birds. They feed here in low tide, and in high tide they go to the higher elevation ground
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah,
wetlands only.
yeah.
So it is a key to conserve all the areas of the wetlands, to protect all the complete.
I'm fairly new to this place. I have been exploring only for last couple of months in
Okay.
Kharghar wetlands per se, but I have been birding across India and outside also. So
All right.
many of the species, the pragmatic species that we see in other places like Uran or Talave, those species now Tarang has shown me right here back in our backyard in the Kharghar wetlands. Sadly, what is happening is now with this destruction that is coming in the prawn farming and all. Now, Nareshji also showed me that they have started commercial prawn farming out there.
Yeah.
If it's a local fishermen who are doing fishing, I don't believe that the community per se is a threat to the wetlands as such.
Yeah.
So last time I had a word with Naresh and Tarang also. So if we can include them also in this movement and ask them to join us to ask CIDCO to hand over this wetland to the forest department, it will be great because they can continue with their activities and they are not going to be troublesome. Only the commercial prawn farming that is happening, that all needs to be stopped.
No, no, the issue here is
these-
the issue here is the local fishing community. They have not got much benefits out of the so-called development. Unlike the agris and the other land affected, project affected people, they have been given alternative lands, alternative sources, etc. We observed in Uran too. In Uran, what happened was while other communities have been getting the benefit, the local fishing community has been left without any help. So they have been left high and dry, literally. So actually, we have taken up their cause as well. So it is their birthright, to do fishing and etc. One typical problem the fishermen face particularly is that whereas a tiller, the farmer gets right to his land. He gets Satbara Uttara, 7/12 extract, the rights over the land. Whereas the fishing community don't get any of these rights. So they are generally left sucking their thumbs. So we have been fighting, taking up their cause also. So if you tell them, stop that and join us, preserve wetlands, they will revolt.
Saying that I'm just an amateur birder, and I've also noticed in the past couple of years that like the usual places like sector 16 and 17 and all that, you can see a lot of dumping of all this debris, etc.
Yeah.
Which is probably affecting the number of birds that are coming in. So in that sense, I have been interested, and I'm just here to know, like, what can people like me, how can we contribute to a movement like this, or for a cause like this, given I only have time over the weekends that I can give to something like that. But I'm here more in terms of the support that I believe we should all give as citizens of Kharghar.
No, every
Something which is there in our local environment.
every bit of support is welcome. It is absolutely necessary. So unless there is a large participation of the people who are affected, people who are interested in the environment, you won't get the desired impact. Like you wanted to see the area clean, you want to see the birds, flying, you want to see the nice environment. So it's everybody's birthright. The High Court itself has ruled that. The water flow is blocked, the water will take its own diversion and drown the area whatever comes its way. So in Uran villages, we had floods during the Holi of 2019. Again in the March of 2019, we had floods in CBD Belapur. Almost knee-deep water was there in the commercial area. So it is actually, if people don't take interest, it's going to maroon us. Of course, we had floods during the monsoon, but unseasonal floods also you can have, and it's going to affect the lives and livelihoods of the people. So that's why we thought of mobilizing this movement. I think
I had a suggestion. See,
Booyah.
if you have to garner if you have to garner support from the common man.
Yeah.
See, now, right now on this platform, we are all birders or bird nature lovers.
Correct.
If you just send them posts saying that there are a lot of birds coming in from Siberia or Russia or whatever, it won't make much of an impact as much as if you make a promo video like Save Kharghar Wetlands and you show the biodiversity that we have, painted stocks coming in, so many different types of ducks. I think me and Naresh and Tarang had been there. So we saw a lot of northern shovelers, pin-tail ducks and all this. So if we can make some video and make a short clipping and send it across to groups like the Kharghar Forum, I don't know, there are a lot of...
Hear me, guys?
Yeah, go ahead.
So let me kind of share a little deeper perspective into this, because I have been not only fighting for this part of the wetland. Already, also I was involved in a long fight with CITCO regarding another wetland which was inland. Not coastal related, but inland. There was a small, big wetland. Actually, in fact, multiple wetland. But one of the wetland which we took to the court, Bombay High Court, was Sector 19 wetland.
Yeah.
Okay, which has been completely, I think, filled up now. So there we had the fortune of gathering public support initially, and a lot of people came down to kind of go against CITCO, kind of stop them from filling the stuff, the pond, and as a result, that culminated into several complaints to wetland grievance cell, who also ordered CITCO to stop work, but still I think they continued doing that, and we had to finally take it to the High Court, by which we got a stay from them for at least, I think, 1.5 years. We enjoyed the stay. We fought them tooth and nail, but
The court took CITCO's argument that it is a rainwater pond, it is not a wetland. So whichever they said, and I think,
let me just again come to the pertinent point where we were behind. We failed. Okay, the main point that they took in the argument was that this is not a national wetland atlas, listed.
Atlas,
body.
yeah.
Okay, so this was the major, I think, argument they had, that this is not covered by the National Wetland Atlas. This is not covered in the SSC and MRSAC satellite-based maps, and hence it is not a wetland. Okay, so although they were like perennial water, we had sent several evidences showing the perennial nature of this the water body, showing satellite pictures up to like 10 years. But still, the point that they caught on was the National Wetland Atlas. Okay, so very, very pertinent point, Kumarji. So on one hand, they don't go by the Wetland Atlas, like in the case of Panje, in the case of Benkanal. So they are saying, we don't care. We don't care about the Wetland Atlas. There is no wetland, right? So on one hand, that is the argument that they take. On the other hand, wherever that fits them, they will take the support of that to go against you. So that's what they did. And that's how we know. Unfortunately, this wetland, although the size was like 5 hectares, above 2.25, still it was not there. So it was tough for us to kind of fight that argument against that. Although we could have taken it further, but there was a waning of support among the public also. It took so much toll in terms of resources and time that finally we gave up. So that. Rule, other kind of law that protects it is the CRZ rules. Whereby again this whole stretch prominently comes as CRZ 1A. That means basically a mangrove or a intertidal zone. So both these zones are like the internal zones of a CRZ. There are other zones also like 1B and 1C. Those are less protected, but 1A is the heart of the CRZ, meaning you can't do anything except for defense projects or highly secured security or highly strategic projects like the airport or the harbor. Those are like strategic projects within courts.
So did people
But
write to
nothing is going on
MCZMA?
here in Kharghar.
No, MCZMA. Have you approached MCZMA any time?
Yeah, we have done everything in our. I, I think we have done everything, but of course there are always we can look at whether there are more to be done.
Yeah.
But we have approached many people on these aspects.
Okay.
The challenge also, Kumarji, is that like Uran, we are fighting not just one wetland, we are fighting for multiple. So if we are unlike Talave, where whole approach is one body, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
all energy is around that. But in our case, like Uran and Kharghar also, we have like so many. We are trying to save all of them.
I already have a 10,000 plus supporters already participating. We can update that petition, putting up the Kharghar cause also. So we'll get added traction. So as much as possible, within our groups, within our friends, environment lovers, media, everywhere these things matter. Whatever media possible, whether it is a local media, whether it is national media, whether it is local channels, or even the startups like mine. I think the idea is to have everybody together. I think once we are done with this, we will post it in our group also, which will probably encourage others to come and participate. Sujata ji?
So Kumarji, I think our group, I think what we critically lack is the communication, the public relation
Yes.
is lacking in our group.
Correct.
Although we have done a lot of documentation work like mapping, you might have seen my maps which I create.
Yeah.
Also, Tarangji has created a body of research actually.
Yes.
So he maintains a Facebook page called Biodiversity of Kharghar.
Yes.
So he has like individually taken up each wetland. He put in pictures of trees, greenery, the birds coming, the wildlife coming. So he has done all sorts. Officials. Yeah, and so unlike I think Uran is doing a great job. I mean, although of course Uran is like a much bigger case. I mean, Panje is like I mean double of Kharghar, but still, I think you've done a fabulous job. I mean, in terms of Pawarji and you guys doing fabulous job. I think I mean, Kharghar is like behind that in significant.
No, we'll take it up. We'll
So
definitely
this is
take it up.
an area of concern.
To bird watching in Kharghar, na, I have from Thane, from CST, from Andheri, from many places like Navi Mumbai, across Navi Mumbai, and they all tell the habitat here is so nice. We'll come again. We'll come again.
Yeah.
And they're surprised with the amount of birds. There's so many migratory birds here. It is a unique actually wetland. It is not like Talave or TS Chanakya or like this, but it has a different. Every wetland has a different sort of bird life. So
Yeah.
it is unique in its way. So it needs to be preserved.
Should. Whether it is small or big, that's not the issue. As long as it is a natural bird destination and it is biodiversity, as you've been saying, we have to preserve it. We have to put all our resources together. I think once.
Yeah, I think people need to be a little bit more confident because see, I mean, in Uran, people are fighting against Reliance, okay, and Adani. So in Kharghar, at least we have not. I mean, still it is under Sitco, no? It is not yet sold to somebody like that. So we have chances are more positive.
Correct.
Although maybe they might be looking at some big bidder, but still it's not yet done in our case.
And
That is true.
I feel, Naresh, is that last time the walk that we had, we've seen that intertidal creek.
Yeah.
So it's very close to this what we are the wetlands that we are trying to save. So I think that will be an added point when you get in the forest department also, if you can involve.
We should take it a little very seriously
Yeah.
on this issue, because we need more people. We need more and more people,
Correct.
and collectively, I think the job should get done, because we are just few people around here who are not trying it seriously and
Yeah.
taking the matter up.
Yeah.
But I guess most of the people, in fact, even in my society too, they are least bothered. So collectively, what I think we should do is, we should create more awareness on this issue.
Yeah, I think that
Maybe we can we can go to societies.
Yeah.
Lack of awareness is like the problem.
Yeah, and most important, we should meet people from the societies that are staying nearby. Like Naresh ji knows the place where I stay. It is very very close to the mangroves and wetlands.
Yeah.
Just right behind my society, so in sector 16. So we should go and meet the members of the society, and as well as the members of the managing committee. At least we can put some words in their brains.
Yeah.
So at least maybe not in a single meeting that the things would turn, but I guess number of meetings, if we take up slowly and slowly, the things should start. It should take some turns from there, because awareness is the only key. What I see,
True.
awareness is the only key.
Umesh,
Yeah,
I agree with you there. I think society and neighborhood is very important in this fight.
Absolutely.
So see, like Talave also, it's like the NRI colony is like very very positively fighting right again, joined with Agrawal ji, Sunil Agrawal. Like that, we need to even sector 19 also we put our fight, because all the buildings like got together. Like at least all the MCs got together, management committee. We had a body called of MCs.
Right.
So likewise, we have to get the that two societies, which is basically the celebration and Vastu Vihar. These societies come together. Then I don't think anybody can do anything against those wetlands.
Right.
The problem is, I think awareness is very very low in there.
It is
not even aware.
People are aware.
Aware of the wetlands.
But yeah, they are aware. But the thing is, people are not bothered. So most important is, we should let them know, or we should at least tell them what are the repercussions if these wetlands and the mangroves are gone. So that is more important. Maybe people are aware, maybe around 50%, maybe around 70%, maybe 10%, whatever the percentage is. But
I think what is more important is, like, I think they're aware of that. What they need to be more aware is in terms of how to put up a fight, or kind of instill some confidence that they can do something about it, right? That they can do something about it. Right now they seem to have like given up things, like anyway CIDCO is going to take it away.
Right.
But there is one. Obviously the risk of letting this go, number two, how this can be protected. What are the legal aspects, and what are the different laws that can help us protect it? So I don't think people are aware of that.
And secondly,
to be very frank with you guys, I myself was not aware of this, until I started jumping into this thing. 4 years back, I was like completely ignorant in terms of all these wetland rules, all these, Atlas. I came to know because I landed up in that case, a part of the Petinen, right?
And let me say, since you are talking about the laws, we should all also create an awareness about the laws. Why it is important now? What are these laws for? I'm sure that people are not at all aware about the laws also. Because you said rightly, you said it very rightly that people are aware, but people are not bothered. Then secondly, most important is ऐसे भी जानने वाला है, so why to put up a fight? Right? So this is the point. So, but important is why the fight should be there. That is more important, rather than just let it go. More important is that people should made aware about why we should put up a fight against these people, against the authorities, And no, at least no, authorities also should be aware totally about this. Now, what are these laws? And because अभी जैसे अपना group में बात होता है regarding the Supreme Court, what the Supreme Court has said, but no one is following up.
Yeah.
Not authorities also not following up. No, forget the people; they are not even aware. No, what the Supreme Court has said about this.
No, as far as
So,
the people are
despite of
concerned,
knowing,
then Umesh, as far as people are concerned, Naresh also will agree with me. Unless it hits them, tell them ki it is going to affect you and me, and it's not that it is going to affect my next generation. The current generation is going to be affected. With what?
Oh, yeah.
What we have been
By the
building.
way,
true.
Yeah.
By the way, when I kind of did study a little bit about these areas, sector 19, 18, 17, 16 especially,
Anji.
they are minus degree under sea level. So they are like below sea level in terms of the height.
No, half
So
of
that
Navi
means
Mumbai
if-
is below. Yeah, half of Navi Mumbai is below sea
that
level.
means
Yeah.
that means if let's say the mangroves go away and there is a tidal wave that comes in like a tsunami,
You'll be sunk.
if it happens,
Yeah.
then we are all gone.
Correct.
Right.
So if the mangroves are there, we'll be saved
See where
to a large extent.